Well, welcome everyone to East Multnomah Soil and Water District's 2020 tour of my native garden. My name is Carly Del Biondo, and I have been gardening for more than 20 years, most of my adult life, focusing specifically on native plants to the Willamette Valley for the past several years when my husband and I bought our house in Milwaukee. It's not a perfect process, but I do try to group plants in communities that might naturally occur in the wild. At the very least, I try to group plants by their requirements such as shade, moisture, full sun, dry conditions. This is actually my shade garden where you'll find stream violets, nurse logs with licorice ferns, oxalis, false lily of the valley, deer and oak ferns. This is a red elderberry just blooming, Pacific bleeding hearts, and even wild ginger. My paths are lined with cedar chips, but in the gardens I leave leaf litter, and the petals you see there are actually fallen from our neighbor's magnolia tree. I incorporate lots and lots of nurse logs in different ways. Here's another little community you'll see with deer fern and osoberry next to our brush pile, which provides habitat for wildlife and overwintering pollinators. Here is our twinberry, which actually has been in bloom for the past several weeks and has been abuzz with pollinators. There are still a few blooms left. I have another native community here that includes flowers that like drier conditions, such as tall camas, red flowering currant, kinnikinick. There's goldenrod, and a blue elderberry tree will grow here in the corner of my garden. It will sort of be the elder overlooking the garden from the far corner. Oh, it looks like my tall camas is just getting ready to bloom. We have incorporated several environmentally friendly practices into our native garden. I call it my gardening ethic. We don't use pesticides. We stopped using a leaf blower many years ago. We use all of our leaf litter to improve the soil. In addition, we use a compost bin and a worm bin that produces a rich tea that boosts microbes in the soil. Here's a picture of the inside of our red worm bin. And here is our overflow bucket where you'll find a rich tea that I dilute and add to the soil throughout the year. Well, here is a full picture of our red worm bin. There is a faucet at the bottom which we use to drain the tea that the worms make from their castings, and then we put it into the red bucket as an overflow. Here's a picture of my old compost bin from Metro. It does have a lid on the bottom, so there can be no rodents that make their way into it. And so we use a combo of the compost from this and our worm bin in addition to our leaf litter to greatly improve the quality of our soil. And here is a picture of my garden tools. This area of my garden is actually a hub for birds and other wildlife. Here you'll see the canopy layers. You have the large non-native cedars here on the far right, and beneath that you have large shrubs like Pacific ninebark and mock orange. Under that you'll find volunteer bleeding hearts, sword ferns, nurse logs, native yarrow, and native sedums. This area makes up a plant community that is beneficial for local wildlife. Don't forget to include a birdhouse for your backyard birds. work in progress. We've planted western blue-eyed grass, that's one of my favorites, Douglas spirea, cattails, native sedges. Eventually we'll have the entire rain garden lined with Montana cobble. When we first bought our house, it had a positive grade towards our basement, so we regraded the lot to create this rain garden. Eventually our gutters will be disconnected to flow into this area once we better establish it. Right now it still takes quite a bit of groundwater into it, and some days when we get a good hard rain, it will have a little stream running through it. In the driest parts of our rain garden, we have Cascade Oregon grape, and right along the bank we're trying to start a little patch of lupine and red twig dogwoods. I think I have 3 of these. They are very happy here alongside our rain garden. In March, we started working on a project to remove our grass lawn, as it does little to nothing to support the environment. We picked up a few stacks of cardboard, cleaned it up, removed the tape, and laid it down overlapping onto our driveway, and then we ordered a big load of mulch. Ideally you would use leaf litter, but we didn't have enough to support this project, so we ordered mulch, and we are now in the planning phases of figuring out what we will plant there this fall. To pick the right spot for your plant. Here is my red huckleberry. In nature, it's almost always found growing out of decaying wood, so we always make sure to put little bits of decaying wood near its root system or even buried around it. We also have a stump there right behind it. Thanks so much for watching this year's virtual yard tour for East Multnomah Soil and Water Conservation District. I'm actually a cardiac nurse for my working job, and I love native gardening on the side. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my Instagram account soon. Take care. Be well.